if you have a yarn like this, which is, it's classed as a chunky, but you would normally knit this by hand on 8mm needles, whereas normal chunky you would knit on 6.5 or 7mm needles. So if you want to still knit this on your knitting machine, and you've cast on every needle, and you've found that it is too tight, then you'll have to knit it on every other needle. I'll notice this if you go to my blog. This is the same yarn that I used to make the the sweater for my nephew with I think it's a cowl neck, I don't know, I forgot now. But anyway, what you'll need to do is bring the needles forward that you want to use for whatever you want to knit, if it's just a sample or whatever, and then just push every alternate needle back to non-working position, and now you will cast on over these needles. Now you can still do an E-wrap cast on, a weaving cast on, whatever cast on you want to do. In this case I am just going to do a quick weaving cast on, I think. Here, I'll use the carriage to do the cast on, I think. In fact, no I won't. Right, I'm going to take this tool and start again, push the second needle from the right of the alternate needles, if I'm being a bit confusing. So then you'll push every alternate needle back. So now you'll end up with 1 there, 3 back. This is if you're just doing a weaving cast on, like I am, and just a quick cast on. Trying to thread my carriage with one hand, bear with me a second. Right, sorry about that. The carriage is threaded. Now just take it across. I'm using tension 8 for this. I just knit across like that. So now this is what you'll have. One needle has caught the yarn in the hook. 3 have skipped because they're out of work. So hang your cast on comb, which, by the way, they're very handy if you have one. This is a standard gauge cast on comb, a short one. So this is just off my Knitmaster 700, which is not hooked on properly. There we go. Now I'm just going to add some claw weights to this. I would rather use my long brass weights, but haven't got them down here, they're upstairs, so I'll just use these. Right, so once we've hung the weights on, I'm just going to use this needle pusher again and just bring those alternate needles back. So now that all the alternate needles are back in work, so now I can just basically start knitting. As you're knitting, you can just check your tension. This looks okay, because what we'll do is, you see how these huge gaps here between, what we'll do when we take it off the machine is roll it up and pull those stitches into shape, so it'll look like we've never knitted on alternate needles at all, and it will look hand knitted. Just doing this quickly to show you. Okay, so already it's starting to pull itself into shape if you look at the edges. So once if you've cast off or whatever you're doing, this is how I knitted that sweater, by the way, on alternate needles in basket weave stitch. So you just unthread your carriage and I'm not going to snap this because I can use the remainder of this for something else, so I'll just bring enough down, take the weights off. Sorry about this, take just a few minutes. The comb clip, and I'm just because this is a sample, I'm just going to release it from the machine. And now this is what you'll have before you stretch it. It'll look kind of messy and out of shape. So what we do is we roll this up lengthways. It may be a bit harder with a garment. But basically we just take the piece and we just get it at both ends like this and just give it a good tug into shape. And once you've tugged it into shape and played with it for a few minutes to get it into the right shape you want, it will look like this. If I just stretch that out over my leg. Like I said, I've done this quick, so it's still a bit bumpy, but look at the hand knit look you get with that. Plenty of give in it. Maybe I could have used a tension 7 as opposed to tension 8, but there's how you knit on alternate needles anyway. So I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.